Hey everyone, it's Ryder from Skip. In this video, I'm going to tell you how you can check your SBA 7A eligibility. If you could use $500,000, $1 million, more or less for your business, this video is for you. Last year, the SBA approved over $25 billion in the SBA 7A program. So while you're watching this video, about $500,000 will be approved through this program. About $70 million is approved every single day. This is the real deal if you want good financing, especially now given what's happening with interest rates. Plus, I've got data to back this up and illustrate it for you so you can do the math yourself at the end of this video to see, hey, can I get an SBA 7A loan? How much can I get? And how can I apply successfully? So let's dive in. As always, thanks so much for subscribing if you're new and turning on alerts. And our sponsor of this video is Skip's one-on-one membership. If you want to be one of the elite businesses that's getting help from our team with funding, growing your business, getting more customers, go to helloskip.com/join and choose one of the options, or use the link in the description to be guaranteed one of our available spots, but I'll say more about that later. I want to start here. This is the SBA 7A data from 2022. Then I'm going to share an illustration with some numbers on how you can calculate if you're eligible and for how much and what you'll need to do to apply successfully. $25.6 billion was approved last year. The average loan size for this was $538,000. This is significant funding. This average is much higher than the COVID EIDL loan. Why? Well, because this is a more complicated process. So typically it's more advanced businesses with more revenue who are applying for these because it takes a bit more work. But we've put together this video to make the SBA 7A program more accessible, and nearly 48,000 businesses were approved last year. That's around 130 businesses every single day that are getting an average loan size of over $500,000. And here are some of the top lenders. We've partnered with a couple of these, and incredibly, the SBA is on track to substantially increase approvals this year. Here's the data so far. Their fiscal year starts in October. So over the past 3 months, they've already approved 14,000 SBA 7A loans. So that means they're on track to approve around 60,000 7A loans this year. If you want a primer on this program, who qualifies, what documents you need to have ready, I'll leave a link to this post in the description as well. But here's how you can check to see if you may be eligible for an SBA 7A loan. In general, you need to have a positive net income. Most lenders will look at your previous year tax returns and they'll want to see positive net revenue. That's not gross profit, that's your net revenue after all expenses. What are you left with on a monthly basis, and what does that look like annualized? So let's say you had $200,000 net revenue for 2022, and you have other debts like the COVID EIDL program, and you're making payments that are equivalent to $100,000 per year. That leaves you with $100,000 that can be used to finance new debt at most. However, with the SBA 7A program, lenders want a net income to debt ratio of 1.25%. So what does that mean? Let's say you're left with $100,000 from net profit to your existing debt financing. Take $100,000 and divide it by 1.25, which equals $80,000. That's the most you can put towards an SBA 7A loan on an annualized basis. So if you take that $80,000 and divide it by 12 months, that's around $6,600 that you can put towards financing. So assuming a 10-year SBA 7A loan, which is the most popular and typical option over the course of 10 years, if you're able to get an 8% interest rate, you'd be able to afford an SBA 7A loan of $549,000. If the interest rate was a percentage point higher at 9%, you'd be able to afford a $525,000 SBA 7A loan. So the long of the short is, if you have a positive net revenue, you're in a strong position to successfully get an SBA 7A loan. Now, of course, it's your choice whether you want to take on more debt or not. And while the SBA 7A is a great option, one of the most competitive options out there, you may also want to look at private lender options as well. Most private lenders will not give you 10-year terms and interest rates this low. But as I always say, it's good to at least know your options. And if you want help exploring your options, of course, feel free to talk with us. Use the link in the description to book a time to learn more, because with the SBA 7A loan, you do need to provide several documents, and it takes some effort. We found that most people who try to do this on their own lose steam, they get stuck with one of these documents and they never pull the trigger on this financing. Here's a list of some of the forms: SBA Form 1919, SBA Form 912, SBA Form 413, financial statements, including current profit and loss statements, financial projections, ownership of the company, business licenses or certificates, loan application history, income tax returns, personal resumes for the owners, business description and history, and commercial lease if applicable. So there's a lot that goes into this. The lenders, before underwriting, want to have a clear picture of you as an owner, your business, again, your net revenue, and any existing business debt if you have any. Now, if you don't have business debt, you can just take your net profit and divide it by 1.25 to see the annual amount that you can finance. So back to the $200,000 example, if that was your net profit and you had no existing debt payments, divided by 1.25, you'll get $160,000, which equals $13,333 per month. And that's the total amount of debt financing you could make on a monthly basis. That's pretty high. I think that's over $2 million. If you want more information, click the links in the description. If you have questions, drop them below. The main point is that hundreds of businesses every single day are getting approved for SBA 7A loans. The SBA is on track to approve a record number of these loans this year. Coming out of the ending of COVID EIDL, there's still great programs out there. This is one of the best. If you can't use this, there's also the 504 SBA microloans, private options, and grant options as well. And if you've applied for this and had success, let us know in the comments. Most importantly, stay well, stay healthy, and I'll see you in the next video.